Hey YouTube, what's going on? Snowflurkyzemos here with another Master Duel deck profile. Today it is my Umi Stun deck. Umi Stun, always been a fan of Umi, of course, and this is just one of my go-to decks to play on Master Duel for ranking up. It's good for getting quick wins. It's good for getting a lot of the dailies between special summoning monsters, destroying cards, actually playing trap cards, a lot of things like that. So always a deck I pull out a lot when I want to clear daily missions and win some games. So with that said, let's get into the cards. So starting off with our monsters, I am playing 3 copies of the Ocean Dragon Lord Karyushin. This is the main win con powerhouse of the deck, a 5-star 2000 attack Sea Serpent monster. What's important about 5 stars is when we have Legendary Ocean on the field, all our water monsters on the field and in our hand have their stars reduced by 1, so it becomes 4 stars, which means we can normal summon it for free. Pretty nice. Now, while Umi is face up on the field, each player can only control one face up non water monster. So there you go. That is why it's incredibly powerful, because if you're not playing a water deck, you are limited to one monster. If a player controls 2 or more, they must send some to the graveyard so that they only control 1. What's also nice about this card is that this effect doesn't activate, so if you can get this monster to stick on the field on turn 2 while Legendary Ocean is already on the field, you can just remove monsters before they could try to negate monster effects, which is pretty awesome. And of course, during your main phase, you can add from the deck to your hand one Umi, Karyushin, Speller Trap, or Sea Stealth Speller Trap. You can only use this effect once per turn. So that's pretty nice. Gets us a card search every turn, locks our opponent out of summoning a bunch of monsters, and that will just host so many decks that it is incredibly powerful. The 5 stars comes in handy. Just a great card. Next, I'm playing 3 copies of Electric Jellyfish. 4-star monster with 1400 attack can send an Umi from the hand, deck, or field to the grave to special summon a water monster from your hand, which is pretty nice. When your opponent activates a monster effect or a spell or card or effect while Umi is on the field, you can negate the effect, and if you do this card, you can make this card gain 600 attack and defense. So that's pretty nice. Can negate those pesky spells that are going to try to eliminate our back row, our Legendary Ocean, to turn off Karyushin's effect, and of course can just negate monster effects, which is pretty neat. Just makes it a really good card. You got to be careful with this one because getting it imperm can be pretty nasty if you're trying to use Jellyfish to Jellyfish and then Karyushin. Just keep that in mind. Next card we're playing, 3 copies of Warrior of Atlantis, 1900 attack 4-star monster, but as a simple effect, discard this card to add a Legendary Ocean from your deck to your hand. Legendary Ocean is the main version of Umi we are using in this build, so Warrior of Atlantis is a 3 of, because we don't have terraforming, we definitely want to see Legendary Ocean. Next, for some one-ofs, I'm playing 1 Maiden of the Aqua. Just an interesting card to include because while there is no face-up field spell, the field is treated as Umi. Very important because sometimes you want to get rid of your Legendary Ocean to use Karyushin's Dark Wreath, and if you don't have Sea Stealth 2 or something else that's counting as Umi and you don't have Sea Stealth attack ready to bring it back, you can just summon Maiden of the Aqua as one of the targets. It's got 2000 defense, which is pretty nice, and of course keeps the field treated as Umi so that all the effects are still intact. Next, I'm playing 1 copy of Giga Gaga Gigo. It's a 5-star monster with 2450 attack. What's nice about this card is Fish Sonar allows us to special summon a normal monster from our deck if Umi's on the field when we use it to search. So we can just pull this card out of the deck. You could go for the bigger version that has 2950 attack, but it's a 2 tribute monster, and what's nice about Giga Gaga Gigo is it's 5 stars, so if it gets stuck in our hand, we can easily normal summon it if a Legendary Ocean is on the field. And last for the monsters, I'm playing 1 copy of Mega Fortress Well, the main deck finisher. If Umi is on the field, you can activate this effect. Your water monsters can attack directly this turn. This is nice because you don't have to worry about dealing with your opponent's monsters. You basically stun them for a turn, get Mega Fortress Whale, and then you have enough attack to OTK. During your opponent's battle phase, of course, you can target a face-up monster your opponent controls and destroy it, and if this card on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can either add to your hand or special summon a Water Warrior monster from the deck or graveyard. That effect doesn't matter in this because we're not playing the Legendary Fisherman in this build, although if you want to play a Fisherman build, which you can and is fun, it's a nice effect to have. And with that said, that's it for the monsters. Next, going into the spells, I am playing 2 copies of Pot of Duality. Very good. Lets us look at the top 3 cards of our deck, add one to their hand. Also, for the turn we activate this, we can't special summon, but it's very important because we really want to make sure we see Karyushin and Legendary Ocean to get that set up. So whatever we're missing, we want to grab that. And of course, it can also grab our powerful floodgates, like there can be only one. Maybe a Solemn Judgment to protect our board. Just really good things to have that it's worth playing this card. Next, I'm playing the 2 of Pot of Extravagance. Definitely hurts losing a third one, but I can just put a Prosby in here if I want to. Pot of Extravagance, of course, we're not really using our extra deck. We want all our monsters to stick on the board since they're the ones with the powerful lockdown effects. And at the start of our main phase, we can banish 6 extra deck cards face down to draw 1 card for every 3 banished. No more drawing after this, but not a big deal. Next, we're playing Fish Sonar. Add a level 7 or lower monster from the deck to your hand that mentions Umi or is a water normal monster. Then, if Umi's on the field, you can special summon a water normal monster from your deck. So that's pretty cool. This is how we pull Giga Gaga Gigo out of the deck, but we can also use it to search our Ocean Dragonlord, or if we already have Ocean Dragonlord, we can search Electric Jellyfish, of course. Both great options to have. Next, 3 Legendary Ocean. This is a card we really want to see, and we're okay seeing multiple of it because we're going to tribute it off the field sometime. Legendary Ocean just says all water monsters on the field gain 200 attack and defense, reduce the level of all water monsters in both players' hand on the field by 1, and most importantly, this card is always treated as Umi. So when it's on the field, Umi's effects are activated, and that makes it pretty good. Last for spells, I'm playing 1 copy of Sea Stealth 2. This card's name becomes Umi while on the field or in the graveyard. Your opponent can't target water monsters you control with non-water monster effects. Very handy effect to have. And then, of course, at the start of the battle phase, you can special summon from your hand or graveyard 1 monster that mentions Umi or 1 water normal monster in defense position, but destroy it at the end phase. So that's pretty cool. Gets you an extra body, can get you a Mega Fortress Well to use as effect. But most importantly, we can keep whatever monster we summon if we have the first Sea Stealth attack active, because we can use the effect to banish it and then return it at the end phase, which means it won't get destroyed by Sea Stealth 2 at the end of the battle phase. Very nice to have. And that is it for the spells. Next, going into our trap cards, I am playing 2 copies of Heavy Storm Duster. Heavy Storm Duster is a trap card that can target up 2 spells and traps on the field and destroy them. You cannot conduct your battle phase the turn you activate this card. Since Master Duel is best of 1, there's a lot more back row decks. Labyrinth pretty popular, and Heavy Storm Duster can just be a powerful answer to those cards. A trap card that can destroy 2 spells or traps in the end phase is just very nice. And that battle phase skip doesn't matter because we're usually playing it on our opponent's turn, which is nice. Next, I just got 2 copies of Evenly Matched in here, a little copium to have in the deck in case I have to go second, and hope that maybe Evenly Matched can break a board. Could be worth throwing in a third one if I want to commit to it more. But again, you can also play Dark Ruler no more to turn off monster effects, and then all you have to do at that point is get Ocean Dragonlord on the field. And of course, Max C would be a good option to have. But, Evenly Matched does a pretty good job. Next, 3 copies of Karyushin's Dark Wreath. We can send a face-up Umi we control to the graveyard to special summon up to 2 monsters with different names from the hand and or deck that mention Umi or our water normal monsters. So this is nice if we have Sea Stealth Attack. This is the next card we want to search with Ocean Dragonlord. And we want to use this to pull our Mega Fortress Well out of the deck and either an Electric Jellyfish or another Karyushin so that we don't have to lose out on Imperm to 1. Just a lot of good options, and of course we can also get out water normal monsters if they have additional monsters on the field, because if our opponent controls a monster, you can special summon any number of level 6 or lower water normal monsters. Another reason to play this one over the big Giga Gaga Gigo. Now, of course, we can't special summon any other monsters except water monsters until the end of our next turn after this card resolves, but that's fine. We're only going to special summon water monsters. No big deal there. Next up, we are playing 3 copies of Sea Stealth Attack, a great continuous trap card that has always been good for this deck, but still great now. When this card is activated, you can activate an Umi from your hand or graveyard, so what's nice is if you have Sea Stealth and Karyushin, you can play Karyushin and then immediately chain Sea Stealth, putting that Umi you tributed for Karyushin right back on the field, and then still get the 2 summons so that Umi is still considered on the field. And of course, you don't have to worry about turning off your Ocean Dragonlord's effect. But while Umi is on the field, you also gain these effects. Once per turn, you can banish a water monster you control until the end phase. Face-up spell and trap cards you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. So that's nice. Protects our Legendary Ocean and our there can be only one floodgate of choice from being destroyed by our opponent's cards. Uh, then, of course, at the start of the damage step, if your water monster, whose original level is 5 or higher, battles an opponent's monster, destroy that monster. So many opponents will not read this effect, and they will try to attack into your Karyushin and just get destroyed and scoop. And you will get a lot of free wins off that, and it also just gives you a good removal tool yourself. This is just a great card for the deck. Next up, I'm playing 3 copies of Solemn Judgment. Solemn Judgment just pays half our life points to negate a monster summon or a spell or trap card activation, and allows us to destroy the card if we do. This is nice because we can protect our board once it's set up. We can deal with Imperm, Harpy's Feather Duster, just whatever was going to out our board. We can save this card and use it to stop it. Pretty nice to have. Playing 1 copy of Solemn Strike just to kind of fill in some deck space. When a monster would be special summoned or a monster effect is activated, pay 1500 life points to negate it, and if we do, pretty good counter trap. I'm also playing 1 copy of Dimension Guardian. Pretty interesting card I'm testing out in here. Activate this by targeting a face-up attack position monster you control. It cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. If the targeted monster leaves the field, destroy this card. So this is nice because we can use it to target our Karyushin and protect it from being destroyed by Raigeki or Dark Hole, something like that if we don't have Electric Jellyfish to negate that. And of course, any other effects that could destroy it. Just a nice way to protect it, especially if we don't have Sea Stealth up and need to protect it by battle, something like that. And last, for our trap cards, I am playing 2 copies of There Can Be Only One. Each player can only control 1 monster of each type, and if a player controls 2 or more monsters of the same type, they have to send some to the graveyard. So this is pretty nice. We have a lot of different types in this. We have fish, we have sea serpents, we have aquas, we have a reptile. So pretty easy to still have a bunch of monsters out while this is up. And if we don't get into our Karyushin but can grab this, it can stomp a lot of matchups because a lot of decks require having multiple monsters of the same type to get going, and There Can Be Only One that stops that. So very powerful trap card. That is it for the main deck. Again, talking about the extra deck real quick, we just want to shove 15 cards in here for a pot of extravagance, and of course our Prosby if we can put it in. We're really not going into it at all. We want to keep our main deck monsters on the field because they have the powerful lockdown effects. So just shove what you got in there. Also makes this deck pretty nice because you don't have to necessarily craft a lot of expensive cards. I do have some Waking the Dragon targets in here if I decide to play Waking the Dragon, but I am not currently. So here's a replay to show the deck in action. I am going first against my opponent who's playing a Kashtira Tiralements list. Looking at our first hand, it's not bad. I got Warrior of Atlantis here to get Legendary Ocean. I got Fish Sonar to grab Karyushin. I got Dimension Guardian to protect Karyushin. I got There Can Be Only One to hose a lot of opponents. It's looking pretty good. So let's start. I start off my turn by playing Warrior of Atlantis. This is a good way to try to bait out Ash, because if I got Ash Blossom here, I could still Fish Sonar for Karyushin, Electric Jellyfish to dump a Legendary Ocean and to special summon Karyushin, and then Karyushin can then grab Sea Stealth Attack to put Legendary Ocean on the field at the start of my turn. I see that they don't have the ability to play Ash. At this point, I am just going to play Fish Sonar to add Ocean Dragonlord. Now, I could have played Legendary Ocean and special summoned a monster out, but I'm trying to see what other traps they may have that they want to play. So I play Legendary Ocean. I play Electric Jellyfish, which is a bit of a riskier play, exactly for this Imperm reason. I put them on Gotta Have It, but I feel a little more confident seeing that I have There Can Be Only One. So they do have the Imperm, unfortunately, which means I'm not going to get the additional Karyushin summon. So I just have to set my back row and pass the turn. Now my opponent draws. Boom! Here comes out the Kashtira Ogre. Kashtira Ogre is going to use its effect, and I'm just going to decide to negate it off the rip. I see that they didn't have, they didn't play any cards to remove my back row, so I feel pretty confident about that. And I've got There Can Be Only One to try to stop other Kashtiras, of course, coming out. Now they're going to attack into my Electric Jellyfish, and I am going to use Dimension Guardian to protect it. It won't die, and I will keep its effect in order to, keep negating spell cards and monster effects. So, of course, I'm going to use Electric Jellyfish to summon Karyushin. They're going to trigger Kashtira Ogre's effect. I figure I don't have anything else to really worry about here, so I'm just going to negate Kashtira Ogre, get another 2800 attack boost. And, of course, I am going to flip There Can Be Only One. This was mostly just in case my opponent scoops. I can get my double trap card daily done for the day. Warrior of Atlantis, of course, to grab a Legendary Ocean, and I'm going to use Karyushin to search Sea Stealth Attack. Now this is one thing, I play Sea Stealth Attack off the rip just in case I need to tag out a monster to protect all my back row here. So of course they're going to use Kashtira Ogre. I'm going to say, nope, we're going to negate it again. Now I got 3,400 attack, so you can't even attack over my guy anymore. They're going to attack into Karyushin, and again, like I said, they did not read Sea Stealth Attack, so their monster got destroyed. Although sometimes people can do that to you know, get a monster out the field and play a better monster. But in this case, that's it for them. The frustration gets them, and they scoop, and that's the deck. So that is it for my Legendary Ocean deck profile. A very powerful stun deck that I am a big fan of. Like I said, it's great for clearing out dailies. Just will always love this deck and always be playing it. I love just all these retrains of these classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Water monsters. I've always loved how Yu-Gi-Oh! Handles water monsters, so very fun. I enjoy playing it a lot. I appreciate y'all checking out the deck profile, and I will catch you in the next one.